1900, Mark.
1900.
Yeah, get close that time.
Did you get my email? Yeah. You did? Yes. I didn't copy it, but I read it.
Dad always make us tell time. Me and John had no military time, so we had to
Now, you made up a new
He
agenda?
made sure that I never forgot.
Is it on the desk here?
Yes.
How you doing, Becky? If I get over this little sinus, I'll be good.
Yep.
I had a little sinus above my eye.
'Tis the season.
Yes.
Cold in here, is it just me?
Seeing all the screen paper, I think.
I was at a softball game, so it's warmer. It's warmer now.
I said, nobody touches my concert.
I see. Okay, that one.
Somebody added something to my time.
Yeah, I still, I don't remember the
I'm going to keep other papers straight. It's fun.
Agenda change or?
Yeah, there was.
Yes, there was an ordinance switch. This one, it switched the number. We had it in our packet. It went from the number over here to this.
Okay.
The screen paper, Tom, sure makes it easy to see, I'll tell you that.
One for Courtney has been pulled.
Been pulled?
Oh, unless it's just running late.
I don't know.
So because of the Friday and her contract's coming up, so it should have another one in.
Okay.
Have you talked to Amanda?
No.
She just called. Is it?
I just started it.
Okay.
Yep.
She just called up too. So.
Yep.
Okay, we'll call this meeting to order on March 26th. All join me for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Stand.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Be seated. If you would take a roll call, Courtney, please.
Lowell?
Yes, I'm here.
Tom?
Present.
David?
Here.
Rebecca?
Here.
Tammy?
Here.
And Becky? Here.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We do not have an executive session called. I assume you all read your minutes from March 12th meeting. I'd like a motion to approve those minutes.
Yeah, that motion, Mayor.
Thank you. Second?
I'll second.
Thank you.
Lowell?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Rebecca?
Yes.
Tammy?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Bless you. Martin, he's been under the weather, a tad under the weather. Department reports. Mr. Deal, Sheriff's Office. Oh, she wanted to go first.
You've got my sheriff's report. That's
Bless
for
you.
the month of February. If there's no questions, that's all I have.
I don't have any.
I don't either.
Anyone have any questions?
Good job, Officer Gill.
Thank you very much.
Well, wait a minute, on the report, I don't have the report.
I think he put it on everybody's desk.
I put it.
Right? Okay, then I covered it up. All right.
Law Director,
I have no report, Mayor.
no report. Got nothing. The Utilities Clerk, Misty.
Just a couple things. Short and sweet here.
He's on, you can see better.
I don't know. So anyway. I had talked previously about getting the bills up on, getting it posted online. And they should be ready, not for this billing, but for the bills that are due April 15th. And it will be a link on our website that will take you directly to Vital Check, LexisNexis, to make the payment there. People won't be able to look up their account numbers, but at least they'll be able to pay online. It's the same cost as if they would come in and use their credit card in here, which is $2.75. So that I think people will be pretty happy about that. The other thing is, let's see here. It's just ongoing about reviewing the accounts. Just pretty much doing our own internal audit to see what can be improved. Like I said when I first started, I don't want anyone charged any more, any less than it should be. And we have, we're still finding things that are paid incorrectly or received incorrectly. And some of those things are, for an example, we're going to look at the ordinances, review those, and there's some multi-unit apartments that have 1 meter, and although they're paying for the water, they're not being charged a minimum like a home would be. So if there's, say, 4 apartments in there and they have 1 meter, it should at least be 32, minimum charge of $32.48 per unit. But we need to review the ordinances and make sure. But we've started on that, and there's a couple of apartment complexes, assisted living facilities with multi-units and with 1 meter on it. Like I said, they're paying for the water, but not a minimum usage per apartment. So that could bring in, like I said, I don't want to pay any more, so we want to get with Mark and have him review the ordinances, make sure that we're doing everything correctly. The bills will be going out a little bit hopefully smoother this month. People will get them, hopefully get them for one, and get them a little more prompt. And Courtney will expand on that, but they are going to go out on Friday. The guys are going to plan on start reading tomorrow. We had an issue today. We had sent our handheld reader out just to be, just gone over. It wasn't working right. Well, actually, the USB connection was just wrong. It needed a new USB. So we got it back, and I was just assuming it would be updated, but it wasn't. So we had to get it. I had to have them update it today, reload the software, so we could start freshly calibrated it and everything. So it's all like new. We still have approximately under 100 meters to replace, to have them to be radio reads or automatic reads. And let's see, I think that's about it.
Hey Mitzi, on the apartments, are they trying to have more families just on 1 water meter then? Is that what's going on?
Yes.
Okay.
And it could have been set up that way.
Okay.
We'll see.
Good, you're
We'll let
checking
you know.
it.
Like I said, it's ongoing. We're still finding some households out there that they haven't paid in a long time, so we're slowly catching them. And people are just becoming more trustworthy, and it's about building that relationship.
Okay, thanks.
And you've collected some back
Oh yeah.
debts. They'll be,
Trying
yeah.
to, in my mind, I think we can take every delinquent that there is and get them in. I mean, I don't think they'll write off anything, and I don't want them to. It's just a matter of contacting them and working with them. And I mean, people that like I said, for years, and they're just, then I've heard from them. It's been so long now, I don't want to come in. I don't know what's going to happen, and so just working with them. I mean, I didn't print out the report to see what it's down to, so if I gave you a figure, it wouldn't be exact, but I'll follow up with you to let you know what those are. And plus, I still have some payments to put in that I got today and over the weekend.
Very good.
Yeah, and we're working with the auditors to go back to 2013, 14, and 15. So it's taken a lot of time, and I'm learning a lot about Crystal Reports, pretty neat programs. And you'll get a look at them soon too. Like, I'm sure you'll enjoy that, huh? I was pretty excited to put it together, so hopefully you're excited to see it as well.
Very good. Any questions?
You have any report on the water bills and perforations?
Yeah,
Yeah, be me.
that'll come next.
Have a little demonstration, Mr. Anderson.
Yeah. So that, yes, to answer your question, yes, that, we've addressed that issue and it's going to be taken care of.
Yes, along with the post office working with us. They've been very
Yes. Yeah.
patient with us.
Yes, he
Although
has.
they did tell me they'd find me if I delivered them myself for every mailbox I touched. And so I guess you can't touch the flags either, but they win.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay.
You're excused. I know you got things you got to take care of.
All right. Bye. Everybody have a good evening.
You too.
You too.
Need this.
Thank you.
Fiscal Officer Courtney. And then she'll go right into Village Administrator and Clerk Council and anything else she comes to mind. She'll go into it.
Well, I'm going to try and keep this short and sweet.
What? Oh, really? Oh, that'll be us.
Okay, so let me start with the village update. Mr. Tim Wilson from Wilson Imprinting, he has really took to heart some of the issues that we are experiencing down here with the perforations, and as well as the water bills that we've talked about. And I know last council meeting, that was my to-do. So I'm bringing back to you guys what I found, how we resolved this, and like Misty said, as I worked with the post office, and they are working with us to see what the better fix is, okay? So, I first wanted to show you guys a demonstration. Now, I don't have pictures like in a nifty little notebook like Jack always has, but I have a presentation. So I kind of wanted to show everybody when we talk about perforation, okay? So what happens is if I just slightly bend it and slightly crease it, it's very easily to be taken, tore apart, okay? So what happens is when it runs over here at the post office, it's running through a system. So it's constantly being bent and, manipulated. When it goes up to Columbus, same thing. It goes manipulated and it could break easily. So what he has done is he has taken the perforation to make it much hardy and sturdier, to make sure that it's not as easy to be tore apart. So now you can see here where it's going to be harder to tear apart once it goes through the system, okay? So he has assured me that the next billings that come out, what Misty's talking about here, when she sends them out on April, I think she's going to be sending them
Friday, the 30th.
Yeah, so when
30th.
when she sends those out, it's going to be on different paper. It's going to be on the blue paper that you receive. But the perforation is going to be very hard to kind of break. So like here, it's taking me a minute to snap it. Now on the other ones, it had no perforation, so there was no, keeping it together. So I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm hoping that this is the answer to what everybody's talking about, where they're not getting a bill, they're only getting half of it, or, again, I can address issues at a time, but we're going to try this one this month to make sure that everybody's getting the bill, that it's not in your neighbor's mailbox. But again, that's a carrier issue, okay? So then we have to address that at a separate troubleshooting.
In other words, no more Baltimore, Ohio?
Yes, no more Baltimore, Ohio.
Okay.
We're hoping not.
Okay.
Now, hopefully we don't get one from Florida or New Mexico or something like that. So I just kind of wanted to show everybody what was the issue, and hopefully that the perforation is more helpful, okay?
And as soon as they're prepared Friday, I will hand deliver them to the post office.
Yes.
Every bill in town will be hand delivered Friday, so that by Monday or Tuesday, well, they're going to go to Columbus Friday.
Yes.
They're probably going to be up there all weekend,
Yes.
so everybody should
So
start.
it's basically a 2-day turnaround is from what the post office is telling me.
Yes.
It is a 2-day turnaround once it's been delivered and dropped off here at Sterling, in the Sterling post office. But again, everybody's been very eager and helpful, and especially with Mr. Wilson at Wilson Imprinting, that he has taken an interest in this. Is that don't give up. This is just a perforation issue. He's going to take care of it. He has. So he kind of listened to our last council meeting, and he wanted to make sure that I was able to thank council, assure that that the paper is going to be different. Okay. So again, as always, I welcome every resident to please contact me directly. Again, you can reach me by Facebook, telephone's the best, email, all of my information is on the website. Again, however you want to connect with me, please do, and we'll take those issues up individually. I like to, not let, everybody in the world kind of know, but if you have an issue, just let me know. Okay, you can reach my information on the website. On Monday, the 19th, I had Dreyer Maller, the manufacturer, come down and train the employees on how to operate our vac truck. So that was a very informative meeting. I think a lot of the guys got a lot of extras out of that to better, for me, it's, working, smarter and making sure that we can use the materials and equipment that we have here for multiple purposes. So there were a few things that he was able to show the employees on what to do, how to take care of it, how to maintenance it. So I think that was that was a long kind of day training to show them free of charge that they came down here to help us with that piece of equipment. So I think a lot of the guys got a lot out of it. I also wanted to thank everybody, Tyler and Dennis especially, about manning the sewer and the water plant. So I just wanted to thank them a lot that they've stepped up and really taken on some of those responsibilities. And then I also wanted to thank everybody, all the other employees like Misty and I that kind of jumped in, and Ronnie that has jumped in to take over some of those tasks that maybe aren't normally assigned to people. So we're just trying to work more with less, and since we're down 2 people, it's been tough. So I wanted to thank everybody who's helped out. Our audit, and that's what Misty was talking about, is that the water department has not been audited internally for a long time. So in the extension of our audit that we're right now been extending, I know this kind of happened with previous council, is that they've had to extend the acceptance of us getting back our audit responses. So they've extended again. It's extended out until April the 30th. Misty has been giving them some reports to confirm what was input in the system back in 2013, so 13, 14, and 15, to make sure that all of that information has been updated correctly and that I've received it correctly for payment, for receiving. So we're working very diligent with them. They came down last Friday to pick up some more documents. So I'm hoping to get that report back. I'm also working with the Miranda Homes out here. I know there were a few complaints from a few residents that the road is separating. And if you do take a drive out there, it is separating at the joint. So every 10 to 15 feet, you will see that there's been a separation. Okay? So what they've done in the past is to Band-Aid it. So they've put sand in there and then tarred the top of it. Well, it's kind of like putting duct tape over a geyser. Eventually something's going to happen. So if you take a leisurely drive out there, you will notice that it's every 10 to 15 feet where the joint base is actually separating. Okay? So I'm working with Miranda Homes to see about what their plan of attack is with the developers on how they're going to correct this and if they're going to correct it. So I'm currently talking to them right now to see what the next action
Courtney,
is.
is there any danger of sinkholes then?
No.
Okay.
No, this is just at the joint,
Okay.
at the joint base is what they're calling it. So they are aware of it, and they're supposed to be out there as well with, like the mayor said, is to sweep, because there was some people that were complaining about flat tires. So they do have a sweeper that comes out there and cleans those roads where they're still building, because they're still building lots and things out there. There's a few lots that are still taken care of. So just, if you guys notice anything, but that's kind of what we're working with them on the road. I also have, Tim Ray came out, which is from Ohio Rural Water. He came out to visit the sewer and the water plant to collect data to analyze savings in the utilities. So I had him go out to the water plant and to the sewer plant and actually pull up and look at every pump that operates every piece of equipment, every belt, every pump, every wire, everything that has a voltage on it. And he has analyzed every single piece of equipment out there to see about how we could save in utilities. So he has collected all the data, he's collected all of our invoices, of what we paid for the last year to see how we can reduce expenditures in utilities. So he's going to check any what they call dead times, throughout the day and what those dead times are so that we can start utilizing some of that time instead of operating, 5 or 6 pumps at a time. He's also seeing that there are some pumps at the sewer plant that are not being, utilized, how we can help eliminate them just sitting in idle, that sort of thing. So there is a lot that he has taken and collected from those plants, and then he's going to give me a synopsis of, what he thinks is a cost save. So I'll be able to report that once he gets done with that. I also met with Mr. Taylor over at the firehouse to kind of, make connections in regards to any open, unfinished projects. And we had a good meeting, and I, would just like to I was opening this up to everybody in our community is, what things have we reported in the past to administration and what things haven't been taken care of. And there are a few concerns that I have over there. Definitely, some hydrants that maybe aren't working, that there's some issues that, like I talked about before, the flow, as far as the pressure coming out of those hydrants. And, are all ends taken care of, and properly being functioned. So I did meet with him, so I'm hoping to bring something back to you guys in regards to possibly helping fix some of these, issues and making that so that's safer for them as well as the residents in case there is something that happens. And I think that's important. So I've reached out to them. So we're working together, kind of building that relationship that I think, maybe hasn't been, taken care of in the past. So I just wanted to reach out to them. And we're also working with the Fayette County Zoning Office to get permit stuff for the potential locations around town for the car lots. So I know we reported it last meeting, and we're working with getting some information on that. So again, we don't have a zoning here. It all goes through Fayette County.
And no, I do not have my 5 people picked out yet for a zoning committee. I have 3.
Yes.
And I'll be looking this week for 2 more volunteers from the community to serve on zoning committee.
So also with the last of my village updates, I'm also working with providing you guys as council, because I know a lot of you are new, to providing you guys some material for new council members on a lot of different items. So there's information that I can pull off of our LGS website and our Attorneys General website that gives you guys some data or some material, some language that shows budgetary laws. There are probably 25 different classes, but again, due to money restraints, not all of us can attend those. So they've been kind enough to allow me to get access to some of those training packets so that I can distribute that to you guys. So there's records of retention. There are budgetary, laws. What do those mean? So it's going to be outlining a lot of different things. Again, what can and cannot happen in regards to, council versus my position. So there's a lot of things there that I think that will be helpful for you guys as new council members to, have that data. But I also I'm working with Ohio Rural Water, which is Tim Ballard, and he's going to get us, as well as surrounding communities like Jeffersonville, Washington Courthouse, there's West Jeff, all of us local areas that can sit down and have an actual meeting and break down what are weaknesses within our county, within our community. So our weaknesses may be different from Jeffersonville. Our weaknesses may be the same as West Jeff. So it's actually sitting down in a conference that Ohio Rural Water offers for free on talking about specifically for us. Because sometimes when you go into a conference, you talk about broad, issues. This way we can actually sit down, you guys as council members will sit down and you'll talk about what is needed in this community. What is our issues? And you'll have one-on-one time with an Ohio Rural Water expert trainer that says, okay, this is what I think a suggestion, this is what I think should happen, or this is what you might want to think about. And it goes down from everything between your guys' job and your employee's job. So it goes down to my job. It goes down to, what you expect out of your law director. It goes down to what you expect out of your employees. So it has all of those laws or questions or anything that you guys want to ask, they're going to be very helpful to do that. So I'm trying to, they want to get a lot of people together at the same time. So it's just a matter of scheduling. So I'll let you guys know if there's a date that they're going to publish. Okay, that's it on that.
How about the pothole situation, Courtney? How's that come along?
Yes, so we did fill the potholes, and of course, with the upcoming rain, it will come.
Some potholes.
Yeah, it will wash out yet again. So we will, like I said in last meeting, we're talking about getting not a Band-Aid for it, but actually going through and doing it correctly. So that's still to come. That's still going to be a street committee question on how we're going to do this with grants, how we're going to pay for it. That is all up in the air right now. But again, just bear with us because we know that there's a lot of potholes. We've tried to fill them temporarily, but we are looking to do that. But no update right now.
Okay, thanks.
I haven't got a lot more complaints than I usually have, but we all know they're out there and they're not going away. Okay, any questions on any village updates for that before I go into finance? Tough crowd tonight. Yeah. Okay, so if you guys want to get out your payment listing, it is short.
Okay.
The payment listing. You guys want to take that and gander at that. These were payments that were approved on March the 12th. We did do some hauling, so you'll see a lot of WD Farms and Sueco on there. And like I said, the sewer down there, it's good because we noticed that there's a change in operator maybe. So we're used to getting only 4 to 6, what they call like 4 to 6 empties, shall we say. And now we're up to 8 to 10.
Wow.
So that's good. That's what they call that. They refer to the name as cooking. So they were able to go ahead and do, not twice as much, but they were able to do more than what normally has happened. So we're able to get the, things under control and operate more. That's a bit on that one. Does anybody have any questions on the payment?
Cottrell surveying, $1,800.
Yes, that was a survey that was taken out here for the lots, the 17 lots that will be sold off or have been sold off or getting ready to be planned to be developed right here behind the IGA.
And drugstore.
Yes.
Why are we paying?
Because that was the agreement that we had
With whom?
for the lots.
Why did we pay it?
Why are we paying?
Because we didn't know exactly what our property line was or what our water and sewer easement lines were. We had no idea what our right-of-way was. There's nothing remaining there from anything that was surveyed or staked out before. It's been so long. He wants to get started as soon as possible. That would be Beachy Home Building from Plain City, and he had to know where we could put a water line. We had to know where exactly our sewer line is, where our right-of-way for our street is, so that he could successfully go in there and start this project, basically.
Finance can approve this. Rebecca, did you approve this?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't brought to council until now? I don't understand this.
I don't understand.
I don't understand either. If you were doing this, and we try not to spend any more money than we can because we're under this physical watch, and then I see $1,800.
Well, there was no way that I could accomplish getting a clear picture of our right-of-way without doing this.
That may be. I'm not arguing that, but why wasn't council brought to this what was this information Rebecca brought to us before now?
It was brought to Finance's attention as a PO, and the way we look at it, we are welcoming these new homes to be built here. It's going to increase RETA, it's going to increase water and wastewater revenue, and there's going to be a whole lot, the benefit is going to greatly outweigh this one cost. So it was approved by Finance.
But this was not brought to council until now. We went through things like this with previous issues here before I was mayor.
Not with having the invoices available, and it's available for all of council to look at, like everyone knows. And this Finance felt was and there was no reason why you couldn't have gone in and taken a look at it. There is not a dollar amount saying that we have to bring every bill to council, but is obviously open in Courtney's office at any moment for people to take a look at. But this was the cost to get this housing development off the ground. To have, because any of the old survey markers were no longer intact, and we needed to know where the water lines, et cetera, and the easements are in order to proceed.
I take issue with you on this, very much so.
Okay, but we tried to be as transparent about it as I could possibly be. I talked to Courtney about it. Courtney talked to Finance.
We've mentioned it in previous meetings too.
We did.
We have talked about it in previous meetings.
And at the same time, I've got a builder that wants it done yesterday, and I can understand his position when the weather starts warming up. He wants to get started as soon as possible. So I thought I followed all the proper steps, procedures, and I'm just waiting on a report from the surveyor to send the home builder.
Is the county engineer involved in this?
Yes, he is.
Well, then, that's another.
He was involved in the conversation when we were all out there.
Well, this is the first time I've seen it. And the rest of the council members haven't seen it either, except your finance committee. Perhaps they saw it. I knew about it because of the previous time I was working out there, but it hadn't gone that far.
No. You knew about it because you and I walked out there, and we could not find any stakes. We couldn't find anything. You found a sewer.
Yeah.
And I said, what we need, at that time, I said, what I need is to get it resurveyed. I need to get stakes in the ground so that I know where my right-of-way is at.
Okay, that's my questions. I'm disappointed with that, the way it's gone that far, because Rebecca, you know, you're for accountability and all this, and I see $1,800 in there. I think the county engineer could have been working with us and with the records that we have, there should have been enough information for anybody to do this.
We looked. There was nothing on the ground, Lowell. You saw that yourself. You and I walked clear through that field looking for some kind of marker, an indicator of. We didn't know exactly what the street width was. We didn't know what the footage was to build something. We didn't know what the easement was for the drain and water. And all those questions have to be answered before he comes in there. Pardon?
I worked with Mark on some of this, and I think we had enough material for you to go to the county engineer. It would have been up to him to help.
The county engineer was standing right there in the middle of the conversation that I had with Beachy and one of our employees. They recommended getting it surveyed, getting stakes in the ground.
It should have come back to council.
Okay.
Then there's no agreement that was ever signed either. So there's not an agreement that says it has to go to it's not to say that, there's an agreement between Beachy, between the village. Obviously, if there's an agreement, it's going to go in front of you guys.
Right.
There was no agreement. This was something that had to be determined because there was no other way. When he starts digging or when he starts plotting these out, there's nothing to go by. I mean, it's like this. I mean, the surveying was, in a zigzag. So with proper dollar amounts, it doesn't have to go to council. I mean, it doesn't have because of the dollar amount.
Well, I think we should have known about it.
Okay, so noted. So noted.
Rebecca's preached accountability.
She practices
Rebecca?
I practice
she
it.
practices what she preaches
I
too.
do 100%, Lowell, so
But
this was something that we felt was in line with the finance and with discussion, and it was all completely out in the open, which is what I do preach.
It's there now.
It has been all along.
It has been all along, but it's never been to this council until this very minute, whether we go in and look at the bills or not. I'm through with this.
okay, so noted. Next.
Okay, so the receipt listing is your next report. And you'll see that there is the 2 Rita that we get twice a month. And then you also see our cable franchise for the 6,000. And then you'll also see that there's a J-Car one. Normally you guys don't see that until this time. So from in the past, we used our vac truck was being rented to use as a, I call it to help at the car wash that they own over there. So we have now charged for the use of that. So that's why you see the $250 on there. Is there any questions on that one?
Which one are you referring to?
The receipt listing, and it should be receipt number 138-2018. And J-Car has come to us and said that they used it last year and then they were never invoiced. So that's the invoice. Okay, any questions on that?
When is Time Warner Cable going to start using their Spectrum name? I notice we keep having Time Warner Cable. They
Yeah.
eventually would go over
Yeah.
to Spectrum.
Yep,
I was
it
wondering.
will, Spectrum, yeah.
I remember I mentioned that to finance me. I was wondering when they're going to be going.
Okay, and your cash summary. So what I want to show here is usually you guys will see the negative 36,900 under the Ohio,
And do we take
what is it,
it?
Ohio, Moving Ohio Forward.
Moving Ohio forward.
Yeah, you can do
You
that.
won't see
when
that
we
in
get
there
to
at
it.
all.
It's gone.
Yes.
I'll just say resolution 2018-23.
So
Your
again,
reply.
general fund shows the 32,000 positive. Again, I don't hang on that amount until we start moving funds. So yeah, if you see online fund number 2063, you'll see it as a negative, and you'll see it transfer in as a positive 36,900. Okay, any questions on that? And appropriation status. And you'll see that at 29%, which is on task for the quarters that we're in.
But that also includes the Moving Ohio Forward and that tax abatement?
Yep.
And we're still at 29%. That's
Yes.
really good.
So we're at 29% on there. If you can page through to, I always like to touch base on the bigger funds, which is our water and sewer. So on page 8, you'll see that there is only an expenditure for 6%,
That's really good.
which is good. We haven't had to order a lot of chemicals or any supplies or anything like that at the water plant lately. And also the sewer, same thing, 9% expenditure, which is, we're right on track. So I'm pretty satisfied with the numbers here of expenditures.
Sounds like we're running on a good even keel right now. Sounds
Yes,
good.
we are.
State says as well, so
Yeah.
that's good. Okay, any questions on that? And we have Rita. Rita's your next one. You should be, I try to put the front page on there, page 4 or 5. This again will show because you guys would have gotten your last one for March. I reported that to you on March the 12th. So your next one This one, if you look into the withholder, it shows here $33,653.87. And that was credited on March the 14th.
When you're done, give me a list of how you read those off. Now give me one.
Yeah.
And I've got my mixed up.
Yeah, right here. I'll give you
Okay. Are you finished?
Yep. And I'm done.
Okay, payment listing. I need a motion to accept the payment listing as presented to you.
Make that motion,
Thanks, sir. Second?
I'll second.
Thank you, ma'am. Vote?
Tom?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Rebecca?
Yes.
Tammy?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Thank you. I need a motion to accept the receipt listing
Had that motion, sir.
presented. Thank you.
I'll second.
Thank you. Vote.
Lowell?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Rebecca?
Yes.
Tammy?
Yes.
And Becky?
Yes.
Thank you. I need a motion to accept the cash summary by fund report.
Motion, sir.
Thanks, sir. Second?
I'll second.
Thank you, both of you.
Tammy.
Okay.
Vote.
Lowell?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Rebecca?
Yes.
Tammy?
Yes.
And Becky?
Yes.
Thank you. I need a motion to accept the appropriation status report you received.
Had that motion, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I'll second.
Thank you, ma'am. Vote.
Lowell?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Rebecca?
Yes.
Tammy?
Yes.
And Becky?
Yes.
Thank you. I need a motion to accept the Rita monthly distribution report.
I'll make that motion, sir.
Presented. Thank you. Second.
I'll second.
Thank you. Vote.
Lowell?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Rebecca?
Yes.
Tammy?
Yes.
And Becky?
Yes.
Had mine all marked up. Okay, that moves us to committee reports. Finance. Rebecca Burns.
Okay, we haven't had a finance meeting lately, but I do want to schedule one for a week from Tuesday at 3:30. If
Week from
everybody-
tomorrow?
Yes.
Week from tomorrow, 3:30?
Yes. Just to touch base, I've been monitoring our 5-year forecast, and it's really interesting to see how, with the appropriation status, that we're staying well within the percentages that we should be. I'm looking primarily at the general fund, because that's the one that we were working with when we came up with our 5-year plan. But like I said, the way it looks at the end of 2019, we should be even with some different, catching up on some of the appropriations and things like that. We still should be back into the positive at the end of 19. But I still wanted to touch base. Of course, we had just finished that up, gotten the approval from the Financial Commission. So we haven't met lately, but I do want to keep tabs on everything.
Very
So
good.
a week from Tuesday is when I'm hoping we can meet.
Very good.
What was the date again, please?
That would, I don't have my,
April the 2nd,
thank you.
3:30.
Tuesday?
Ye-
Tuesday's the
Yes.
3rd. Isn't
That'd be
Tuesday the
third.
3rd?
What is it?
The 3rd,
The
April the
3rd.
3rd.
Oh, my
April
mistake.
3rd?
The 3rd. Yeah.
At
You're
3:30
bad.
here at Town Hall.
Is this a joint committee meeting with anyone else?
Pardon?
Is this just finance, or is it a combination with,
I was going to do a Finance Committee meeting, but
Okay.
people are welcome to come to observe if they wish.
finance only at that time?
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yes.
Pleasant Township, Becky Martin.
Yeah, they met on the 19th. New business, they talked about, they won the free use of an international tractor for one season. They entered some drawing. So they're excited about that. They have to get like a mower attachment or something to use with it. So they were excited about that. And then something else they discussed is that will affect us all. I believe the engineer's office has proposed a $5 tax an added tax per vehicle per registration moving forward. And which will generate $240,000 each year, apparently. And I did ask if, there would be any public discussion of that, or if that was already a done deal. And they said that the county commissioners would be holding 2 public hearings, May 14th and the 21st. So, so that's happening.
So how much of the $5 does the Pleasant Township trustees keep?
They get 0. The engineering's office gets it all, the $5, the whole $5.
Okay, so I guess
That's all I know.
why would the trustees bring it up if they don't get a dime?
I don't know. It was something, I don't know, I don't know why
Okay.
they brought it up.
All
I
right,
think it's
very
public
good.
information that
Pardon?
has to be out there.
Maybe they just heard it at a meeting they went to and wanted to share.
Okay.
Let's see here. They are having fish fry April. It would be probably the 9th, the second Monday in April, and that is at St. Pat's, and that is for the county commissioners fundraiser. And then there was a representative there of KMP right here in town, and they also mentioned that their fish fries would begin April through September, and they will be the last Thursday and Friday of the month from April all the way through September. So that was
Okay,
basically it.
I have questions on the date. You said April the 9th?
They said it was the second Monday in April, and I think that's right? April the 9th would be the second Monday in April?
Yes.
Yeah, at St. Pat's is
Sponsoring this?
the county commissioners.
Engineer.
I don't know. I wrote down county commissioner. Yeah. They said it was their fish fry, so I don't know. Maybe it's I don't know.
Very good.
I don't know. It's a fish fry. Somebody's making some money.
Somebody's eating fish.
Cooking fish.
Nothing like eating a good bath.
There you go. Was you finished?
I'm
with
done.
that?
Done.
Okay.
Thank you, Becky.
All right, we'll move on to the squad. Mr. A.
Okay, we worked on holidays, comparing our holidays with holidays at Madison Squad, and vacation times. We worked on vacation days, bereavement insurance, uniform allowance, and compared them with what ours is 400 and Madison Squad is 650. If you serve on the jury duty, how much you get paid, or do you get paid? So we worked on that. Taylor was to do some more work on that. We hired Joanna McKenzie full-time. We have some that resigned, and we hired some more. So we took those into consideration. One of them was, as I said, Joanna McKenzie. The other one was Evan Golden. New people, they're not members of this community. Aaron Kraft was one. We accepted resignation of Travis Baisden. We talked about the plaque for the original members. I brought that up to you before, I think. So anyway, that's it. We talked about the truck 2014 Ford quit. It died. And so we're working on getting that repaired and maybe replaced. That's all on the squad.
Thank you very much. Fire. Mr. Ward.
There's nothing to report on fire. The meeting's not until the 29th.
Very good. Water and wastewater. Rebecca.
Okay, we had a committee meeting last Thursday. I think just to fill people in, I think we had all talked about talking with a firm called Environmental Engineering about a proposal that they were in the process of preparing to give us a quote to be our operator of record for our water and wastewater plants, since we had lost both our operators for the water and the wastewater plant have moved on to other employment. We did meet as a committee, and you will see legislation that came out from that meeting. Yet there are other concerns that we have about the operations, about the expenses and everything. You know, it's very critical. We want to make sure that we provide top-notch water and wastewater services to the community, but we also have to keep our expenses in check because of the nature of the loans that we're going to we're going to have for some time. So what I'm doing is tomorrow I am having a water wastewater work session for all of council, and of course those are open to the public, at 3:30 to discuss expenses and just anything of the critical nature. So I will have more to report after tomorrow's work session, and that's about it.
Thank you very much. Streets.
Yeah.
Rebecca.
That's me also. Nothing to report right at this time. However, it's becoming more critical with the nature of springtime coming up. Once again, I keep mentioning expenditures, but everything is, of course, revenue and expenditure driven. We do have potholes to take a look at. We do have, Courtney showed me a picture of a stop sign that is not readable that's in her office. There's different things I know that we will need to start discussing. So within probably the next week, I will be contacting the committee members to see what their schedules look like to try to get a meeting scheduled. And then I'll do the 24-hour notice to the public. And even though if it's a committee meeting, I still welcome all the public to attend to listen. But I want to start on that here real soon because we need to start planning.
Very good. And if I might add a little bit to that. We have, and what I mean by we is Rebecca and Courtney, we recognize the fact that the potholes, and we've asked and we have received everybody's patience. Everybody's been very thoughtful about the terrible shape some of our streets and potholes that have been neglected for years. So the only Band-Aid solution is grind. You pack grind in a pothole. Once it gets wet or once it gets heavy traffic, grind's coming out. And the reason we're talking grind is they don't start mixing blacktop hot mix until at least the middle of April. You can't buy it until they start mixing it. Once they start making hot mix, then we're going to sit down, we're going to have a serious meeting about repairing the potholes the way they should be repaired and repairing all of them. So in her defense, it comes up every day, and in her defense, you know, we just asked the public to be a little more patient with us, just be a little more patient. A guy stopped me yesterday and said, I got a big pothole out here at Cliffview, and I went out and he does have a big pothole. And it's supposed to rain, I believe, tonight or tomorrow. So I don't know whether to put grind in it or not. We'd waste our time. As soon as we get blacktop mix, we're going to repair them right, and all of them.
Mr. Mayor, you got to at least have 60 degrees.
I was going to say,
yeah.
My father had a small blacktop company, and that's the other big factor is the weather.
Right.
And until the weather warms up enough where that hot pat it will take, then unfortunately anything we put in we'll have to turn around and fix again. So it is weather dependent, but we have to start preparing for the discussions so that we're prepared that once that weather breaks that we can go out and for, like our mayor was saying, everyone who has been so patient, that we can start making sure that those repairs are done and done correctly.
You're right. And then after we get all the potholes fixed in, we'll look at the big picture.
Yep.
We'll look into some grants about replacing some streets. So sorry for taking all your street time, but Parks and Rec.
Okay, there has not been anything since the last time we met. We do have a meeting for a week from Wednesday, which would be April 4th at 3:30. That is a Parks and Rec meeting. We do have members of the Youth League that are part of the committee. And also just to remind people, on our website, under the Parks and Rec tab, Jack Dill, our Parks and Rec director, is doing a great job just keeping things on there for any future events. So
Right.
I'm just reminding people, check back to our website too. He'll keep things posted as to what's coming up.
I'd like to add to that. Just so council's aware that I will be purchasing a metal frame and door for the concession stand at the ballpark because some people have been trying to get in. They broke the wooden frame.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to replace that with metal. So just so you guys know, it's no surprise when you see the bill that that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
I'd like to bring up too, the mayor and I are working on a situation to park for a parking situation.
For a parking, yeah.
We're not gonna
Extra
make it-
parking.
Yeah.
We've got our fingers crossed,
Yeah,
don't we?
definitely,
We think we got it, but
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm not going to tell you that. But now, you may not have meetings, but that's not to say that they haven't been out there working, and that park looks amazing right
Oh,
now.
it's-
Those ball diamonds in that
The
park
ball diamonds,
is amazing. So every day something's getting done.
the difference in the last, I was out there about a month and a half ago, and the weeds and everything, and now free of weeds. You can see, actually, you see where the infield is. It's incredible how much has been done already, and it's so
Yeah.
appreciated. And yeah, lots of work has been going on.
We're ready to break the lawnmowers out, aren't we?
I got to pick the trash up first.
All right, after you pick the trash up, we'll pick the lawnmowers out. Record of retention, Mr. A.
I don't have any, I do not have anything to report this time. I'm kind of waiting, we're kind of waiting on the state to give us some ideas, because we're
Okay.
not sure what we can do. We know what we want to do, but we don't have any authority to do it.
Okay, very good. Nuisance and abatement, Tammy Van Sickle.
Our next committee meeting is going to be Wednesday, the 28th at 3:30. And we're still following up on different complaints, concerns. And I know Jack's been hard at it. And then I'll text him every so often and say, I got another complaint. But yeah, Wednesday will be a committee meeting. It is open to the public.
What time, huh?
3:30.
3:30.
You're welcome to sit in and listen.
I will.
I know you will, Bill.
Oh, okay.
Jack, do you have anything to add?
No.
You reported you had a problem at your last meeting. Did you get it resolved? Everybody got an email from you.
Oh, no, I said a friendly reminder about it being a committee meeting.
It said that you had some interruptions at your last meeting.
No, my email didn't say that.
What did it say?
A friendly reminder that it's open to all. Am I right?
That
It's
was the
open
email I got
to
from you.
all.
Yeah, that's what I got.
That's what I got.
I don't,
That's what I got.
Not
Huh?
everybody can participate, but it's open to everybody.
That's what I'm talking about. You had participation that you didn't count on.
Yeah,
Did you get it resolved?
Yes.
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Let them talk, huh?
Hey, we got it solved. We're all working together to get it done. She got it done.
Got a good unit there, good unit.
Was that it, Tammy?
Thank you.
Block watch. Trooper Ward.
Nope.
No.
Be good. We reintroduced the block watch on the 22nd, and all I'm going to say is the turnout was good. Was very good.
I wanted to come to that. I missed that email.
And well, and the reason why I'm doing that is I want all these criminals who's wanting to apply their trade here in this village to be put on notice.
Good.
We're taking it back.
That's right.
Okay, so now let them guess when they're out there walking around and see somebody on the street is this person watching or is this person watching? Now it's their turn to worry now, okay? So we got, we had a lot of good discussion on many levels and many items. Okay?
Good.
One thing brought up was the curfew. They are going to start enforcing the curfew.
Good.
So kids, parents, be aware. Right now, anybody that's wanting to participate in the block watch
Yes.
are welcome. If you're inside the village and outside the village, come on in. We have a meeting coming up. Our meetings are going to be scheduled on it'll be on the third Thursday of every month, and it will be at 7 p.m. on the third Thursday of every month. Come on in. We'll sign you up right here. Sit in. The more the merrier. We'll make our community safe and all communities around us.
Yeah.
And that's all I've got, sir.
Yeah, and I understand this is going to be a clear around the village of Mount Sterling,
Yes,
the whole
it-
community
it's around the
involved, Burr Oaks, McClymondsville,
Yes,
so
you're
any of those people can come in and join.
Yes.
And walk wherever you want to walk. That's great.
Yes.
That's great.
I have a question,
With Tom's
Tom.
permission, I want to say what Jack and Tom, I attended that, and Jack showed slides, and he showed one slide of a criminal coming out. It was like a characterization, and he wanted us to remember everybody saw different things. That's how quick, but as a unit, we would have solved the crime, Jack, and I appreciate you doing that. It was very interesting.
Thank you. You have a question, honey?
Yeah, Tom, just to update everybody, what is the curfew and the age for that?
Jack,
Right, it's 10 o'clock in the summertime, Sunday through Thursday, 11 o'clock Friday, Saturday, for anyone under the age of 17 and under.
Thank you.
I believe it starts at 5:30 in the morning. They can start coming out, but they can stay out.
Very good.
Thank you.
No festival
Got
report.
a festival.
Oh, you have one?
I have one.
Whoa.
We had a meeting March 22nd.
I missed that
We discussed
one.
about having bounce houses, pony rides, and also I'm going to go to WCH Radio and be on Fayette County Focus and tape a few programs telling about all the programs like the car show, the church, rock and roll trivia show and stuff, and get us on the air. And then we discussed the parade route, and the library's working on bringing a marionette show to it for the festival. And that's a quick outline of everything. We'll meet again April 19th at 6 o'clock.
Okay, very good, thank you. If that's all the committee reports we have, no one has a comment, I'm going to introduce ordinances and resolutions. The first ordinance on your desk, 2018-21, this is an ordinance amending the 2018 budget and making appropriations for the current expenses involved in the repair of the storm sewer of the village of Mount Sterling, Madison County High during fiscal year of December 31st, 2018, and declaring an emergency. You all know what that is about. We had a large sinkhole that turned into 3 sinkholes, which needed our immediate attention and repair. So Mrs. Bricker has to amend the expenses because it was quite an expensive ordeal. Unfortunately, you'll have those now and then, so I need a motion to suspend the rules for
I'll make
this.
that motion,
Thanks, sir. Second?
I'll second.
Thank you, ma'am. Vote?
Low.
Now, I have a question. This is the one near the water and sewer plant.
It is.
Near the sewer plant.
Yes,
We already have it fixed, right?
we do.
Yes.
Yes.
Low.
Yes?
Tom?
yes.
David?
Yes.
Rebecca?
Yes.
Tammy?
Yes.
And Becky?
Yes.
Thank you. I need a motion to place this on 1, 2, and 3 readings.
That motion, sir.
Thank you. Second.
I'll second.
Thank you. Vote?
Low.
Yes?
Tom?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Rebecca?
Yes.
Tammy?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Now I need a motion for passage of this ordinance.
You have that motion.
Thank you, sir. Second.
I'll second.
Thank you. Vote.
I have a question.
All right. Comments?
Well, why are we putting this on an emergency as a budget item, and most of the time we did those by 3 readings?
I'm gonna,
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say that when we contacted the contractor, the company, correct me if I'm wrong, but after completion of this item, this particular project, he was to receive a check within 15 days, which we didn't think would be an issue, and it has been more than 15 days. So, understandably, he's a small contractor. He needs his money, and hopefully we can get him a check this week with the passage of this.
Okay, so normally if you guys look at past legislation, it has always been served and passed as an emergency. This is when it says amending. Usually when you do a budget or you do appropriations, that is always on 1, 2, and 3 readings. As far as amending, we have always passed it on emergency. This is no surprise to anybody on council or anybody at the state at this point that there is there was an issue with the capital improvement monies that are going to be transferred from the general fund to the correct fund. So again, this is what that means because this is a capital improvement expenditure.
How much is the bill?
It's right around 18,000.
Comments? I'll ask for a motion for passage of ordinance 218-21.
Got that motion.
Thank you. Second.
I think we had that from David and Rebecca already.
Okay, very good.
We just need to take a roll call.
Roll call.
Lowell,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Tom,
Yes.
Rebecca,
Yes.
Tammy,
Yes.
and Becky.
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution 2018-22. This is a resolution accepting the donation of $700 from the Mount Sterling Youth League for the James Cotton football program and declaring this an emergency. I need a motion. I think you all are aware of what that's all about. I need a motion to suspend the rules.
I'll make it. Motion, sir.
Thank you, sir. Second.
I'll second.
Thank you. Vote.
Lowell,
Yes.
Tom,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Rebecca,
Yes.
Tammy,
Yes.
and Becky.
Yes.
Thank you. I need a motion to place it on the first, second, and third readings.
Yes.
Thank you. Second.
I'll second.
Thank you. Vote.
Lowell,
Yes.
Tom,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Tammy,
Yes.
Rebecca,
Yes.
and Becky.
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution 2018-23. This is a resolution pardon?
We haven't adopted this yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. I need a motion to adopt Resolution 2000. I looked at the clock and got ahead of myself. I thought, boy, we're flying through this tonight.
I'll second it.
Slow down. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Vote.
Lowell,
Yes.
Tom,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Rebecca,
Yes.
Tammy,
Yes.
Becky.
Yes.
Thank you. Now, Resolution 2018 what's funny? All right, it was my bad, okay? 2018-23. Resolution authorizing me, William Martin, Mayor, as designing to enter into agreement. She just puts these words in here to
No, that'd be
watch me stumble
Law director?
for
Before we go
contraction.
too far, let's.
I'm turning this resolution over to our law
I
director.
think that there are some issues that need to be addressed with this particular resolution. I would think the best way to handle this would be to table this until
Yes.
further discussion. It's my understanding there will be a meeting tomorrow afternoon
That's correct.
and a subsequent meeting sometime in Thursday. Is that correct?
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. So I would ask that we have a motion to table this resolution at this time.
I'll give you the motion to table it.
And I'll second.
Second,
Roll call.
vote.
Now,
Wait a
we're
minute.
gonna bring it up tomorrow night? Is that an issue tomorrow night's council meeting?
No, it is not going to be brought up for passage tomorrow
Well, wait a
night.
minute. Passage or not, it will not be an issue for discussion
I
tomorrow
think
night?
tomorrow night's going to be an issue for discussion,
All right, okay.
for discussion only.
For discussion only.
Yes.
For discussion only.
For discussion only at 3:30 during the meeting.
Now, that is a meeting of the council the whole
As a
council.
work session.
That's the whole council.
Mm-hmm.
So we can talk at that one. Okay,
Okay, I have a first
Lowell,
ready,
Okay.
motion, Tammy second, and roll call. Lowell,
roll call.
yes?
Tom,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Rebecca,
Yes.
Tammy,
Yes.
and Becky.
Yes.
Thank you. Round table. Very good. We're flying right through this.
For me, no comments now.
Huh?
That's unusual.
Okay.
Tomorrow at the community center, last time I'll remind everybody, is the puppet show at 7 o'clock. And then Saturday, of course, at the community center at 10 a.m. is the community Easter egg hunt.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
Very good. Anybody else want to comment?
Yeah, I have a question.
All right.
Tomorrow then at 3:30, we're having a council meeting
Work session.
at 3:30.
Yes, we are.
Now, you also have plans for another council meeting on Thursday then?
We have tentative.
We
What's
haven't,
the date on that?
we haven't set a time
No,
yet
we
or
have not.
anything.
No. We'll decide that tomorrow at the work session.
Possibly a meeting on Thursday?
Possibly.
You have a tentative meeting then also for Friday?
No.
No,
So
unless,
Thursday, we will decide tomorrow night about the time and yes if we do or no if we don't, right?
yes.
Yes?
That's,
I would
we'll
assume.
discuss,
That'll be the plan, won't it?
yes, we will decide that tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then a special meeting would be for Thursday.
Right,
if
we have to give the
yes.
24-hour notice if we do, if we do a special meeting.
I know that. I'm just trying to get these things squared away. Is there any material that will be given to us tonight for our perusal between now and tomorrow night?
No, there isn't.
We have everything we need?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Anybody else? Okay, it's your turn. You out there? Were you hot? Oh. Oh.
See,
I'll
over here
I'll turn
it's
the fans
cold.
on.
Freezing.
Yeah, you
All
need to move forward a little bit.
Now, does anybody want to complain about anything except the air, flow of air through the place? I thought so. Stand, there you go, Mike. Tell them what you think.
Okay, I'm talking about the post office up here. There were 3 vehicles parked there for years. And I remember when I was in this town, lived in this town, he had signs up here, 2-hour parking, and on emergency snow days, nobody's supposed to be on that road. Why are they still parked there? They don't move them. I got pictures of them where they sit there. When they move, they pull the vehicles up where you can't get another one in there unless it's a motorcycle. And when the street cleaner comes down through there, when they clean the streets, they need to clean it all the way through, not around them, so they clean up the dirt. That's something of trash up through there. So they need to have them moved or put them somewhere else because he's got 4 vehicles. 3 of them over on the street and one's up here behind the police department.
All righty. I totally agree with what you're saying. Now, let me address that. The village is in negotiations right now with this lot beside the post office to convert it into a parking lot. If that happens, there's actually no curb where these 3 vehicles are parking. So we've kind of been waiting, and I'll take the blame for waiting, because we've been negotiating for about 2 months now. Because of the fiscal emergency we're in, we can't afford much. So I just keep negotiating, hoping that I can talk the guy into giving us that property to put Grind and Railroad Town to make a public parking lot at very low cost to us. And then those 3 cars will automatically be moved because it'll be a one-way parking lot. You'll come in from Columbus Street and you'll go out the alley. So that's to utilize the most parking space in there, which is vertical parking. Now, I'll take the blame for I wanted to paint that curb gray and put up two 15-minute parking signs in front of the post office. See, that's why they took the post office box down and put it back here, was from all the complaints. I hear the complaints. I probably should have made the cars move and put 15-minute signs up, but I'm still hoping to get that parking lot, and then the lawn will be graded down, and that'll be the driveway in. So,
What makes it mad, there's vehicles, some of them sit there for months, or even a year, they won't even move.
I understand, Mike, and that's not the only place in town that we have parking issues. Believe me, we've got a lot of parking issues in this town because the past administrations have never addressed converting a large house into 3 apartments and not supplying parking spaces for them, for instance. We've got, and there's businesses down there that need this parking spaces. I have businesses parking in other businesses in front of other businesses. You know, I had the street worker to I asked him to go down and take an inventory of all the street signs we've got so that we can pick through there. We had the pizza owner to open that parking lot up until 4 o'clock, 7 days a week, and all he wants in return is one pickup sign posted beside the pizza house. We haven't got to it yet. So I'll accept the blame for that. All these signs that we need, trust me, we're a little bit shorthanded and weather hasn't been cooperated, but we are dealing with them every day. Just like those 3 vehicles, they never lose I never lose thought of those, and we're going to get them cleared out of there. I'll ask you, like we've asked everybody else in town, please just be patient with us a little bit longer. We'll take care of it.
There's a car a few times almost got hit because he couldn't hardly see when you pull out.
I understand.
When you go up to the post office, they're always blocked because you got people going to Ben Joy's.
I understand. And hopefully we'll get that big parking lot there negotiated for, get some grind in there, and then that'll solve one of our parking issues. All right, thank you. Anybody else?
And
Comments?
I have a comment, and with him, it's been a problem forever in this damn village. With police, sheriffs, whatever, it has always been a problem.
It has, and it hasn't been addressed properly, but we're looking into it every day to make sure that the changes that we make are the changes that are right for the neighborhoods. For instance, parking.
Bill, it has been addressed over and over and over. That's all you got done.
Okay.
So I hope we do something.
We are. As soon as the weather breaks, we're going to take care. As soon as we do a study on the different businesses, as soon as we have suggestions of making some streets one way, we have suggestions of making some streets one-sided parking only. Well, that's easy for some people to say, but once you go down the street, all the homes don't have garages. Today they do, but the older homes don't have garages built beside them. They don't have a parking place in the back like some of these businesses, all these businesses did when they built them. So those are all issues that we're looking at. When we do it, we want to make sure we do it right, I guess is what I'm saying.
Well, he brought this up to me, Mayor, and I know a lot of disabled people, and Lowell's right, because I've been on committees with Lowell before.
And I agree.
It's been an old issue for years, hasn't it?
Forever.
I agree. But as soon as the weather breaks, I'm telling you, We're gonna get a whole, right here, this intersection's the worst intersection in Madison County. It's tearing up our sidewalk. It almost runs over people. It almost causes accidents. We're gonna get a hold of the state of Ohio and tell them they gotta change this intersection. It has to be marked off differently. That intersection is a disgrace, the way they put that thing in there.
Good luck, I'll be an old man when you get it done.
Huh?
Good luck, I'll be an old
We'll
man
get,
when you get it
well,
done.
we're already old men, but we're gonna get it done.
Too. It takes money to get these
Yeah.
signs, and those
But
signs are not cheap.
we're gonna get it taken care of. I guarantee it.
Okay, I have another question. Any progress with the county engineer on our project, the Crawford Ditch?
Yes, as soon as the weather breaks. Now, he's got projects. He can't move us up at the head of the line, Lowell, but he has given me his word. As soon as he gets some of his stuff caught up, as soon as the weather breaks, he'll get his stuff caught up. He said, I'm guessing, I hope June.
And then it'll be July and October.
It may be July, but he's guaranteed me he's gonna fix it, so.
He said that to me 3 years ago, Bill.
Okay. Come back in November, and if he hasn't done it, you can rub it in my face, but if he's done it, it's done. Is that it? Adjourned.
Thank you.
You turn your mic off, honey?
There
you go.
Not yours, though.
Oh, my. Don't talk dirty, do you? Talk. Don't talk dirty to Tammy.
You want me to sign anything for you?
Yeah, those two resolutions, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Go shut those.
Opening up of 207. Is that building?
Hey, Mark, you take care of it.
You too, be